God says, get ready to even extend out on the right and the left. For God says, surely know that this is a season of enlargement. And even as David said, in my time of pressure, you've enlarged me. But God says, you're going to bring forth a Jabez generation that have said, I've had these things happen from my birth, and there have been many that have been even had those word curses and had those old situations. But God says that there's a generation that I'm going to cause them to walk in double blessing. And God says it's time to raise up the generations. God says the generations are going to run together. There'll be 3 generations coming together. And God says, surely know that even in this next season, you're going to see the power of my Holy Spirit. And you'll even see the dead raised. You'll see the sick healed. I'll have you lay hands on the sick and they will recover. God says, continue to minister life to the lifeless and hope to the hopeless. For you will be a hope-bringing spirit. You'll be a heralding voice of hope. And God says, know that I've given you that gift of faith. And even as you speak into situations that others have given up on, but you will see that my power will be released. And you'll decree a thing and it will happen. And God says, even as you speak forth those words of life, people are going to come alive on the inside. And there will be even a restoration of dreams and hopes. And even know that my plans are going to go forth. And in this next season, there's a new season of planting and building. There's a new season of expanding on the right and the left. So God says this day, know that I'm going to bring forth that answer to prayer. I will enlarge your territory. I'll extend your border. I'll break every cycle of defeat, and I will establish you. And there'll be a training of young men for the ministry. There'll be training of others for the call of God, and there'll be a seedbed of raising up. And God says, I'm going to make you a mother and father. You're a mother and father in the realm of the Spirit. There are many teachers, but few fathers. You have the heart of a father. And God says that even now, God says, you're going to be gathering those that have been on the outside looking in, that have been I just see young men that have been abused, misused, that have been fostered, that have been adopted out badly, different ones that have had the spirit of rejection over them. For God says, I'm going to give you authority over the spirit of rejection. And I set the solitary in families. And this will be a family revival. This will be a family gathering. This will be a gathering in. And God says to your daughter, know that there will be many, many young women that are going to come into the fold, come into the family, and they're going to be healed even of those areas of disappointment and rejection. And God says those that have been single parents and those that have been going so low and even solo, God says that they're going to find even a place at the table of the Lord. And so God says this day, know that I'm spreading a new table for you. God says this is a new season for you. For you've watered others, but he himself, God says you're going to be watered as you would water. And God says this is going to be a year of jubilee for you both, a year of shouting about the goodness of God. And that scripture, I would have despaired, I would have given up unless I continued to see the goodness of God in the land of the living. God says the outreaches, you're going to reach out to places that others, few would have opportunity to speak to, but my word will take you there. You're going to bring in the brumbies. You're going to bring in the unled, the unridden, those that would not be tamed. And they're going to say, we're going to listen to this person. Because God's making you a horse whisperer. It's like the whisperer, it's like many have been, some horses apparently have been very badly abused when they've been broken in. And I see people that have been saddled by religion, blinkered by tradition, damaged by rough handling. And you're going to have the word of the Holy Spirit. Because God says I hear David said, your gentleness has made me great. Your gentleness has brought out greatness. And you're going to bring out greatness in others because of the gentleness. And God says you're going to have a father's heart, a mother's heart. And you're going to gather many under that fathering and mother mentor. Father,